How'd you come up with this?
I wish I could take the credit. It was the engineers. They asked a good question. Why aren't our cars aerodynamic like planes? We need to build some sort of air tunnel to test it.
Chrysler was the very first company to actually use the wind tunnel for production vehicles. The wind tunnel was going to give him that competitive edge in the competition from GM. Talking about aerodynamics, technology, innovation, in a way that we hadn't seen at the time in the automobile industry.
Until that time, the speeds were so relatively low, aerodynamics were not that important.
Rounded edges offered less resistance to the wind.
Before wind tunnels, everything was just a theory. You know, it was put your hand out the window and that tells you what's going on with aerodynamics.
They blew smoke into the tunnel and watched its performance.
One of the odd things they found was the typical car of the late 1920s had less wind resistance going backwards than forward.
Chrysler's gamble on the wind tunnel produces a bold new design style.
Streamlining was an idea that represented modernity. Industrial designers latched onto this.
Chrysler engineers streamlined the body of their new model into an aerodynamic teardrop shape and moved the front wheels and passenger seats forward on the chassis. These advances reduce wind resistance and improve weight distribution. The 8-cylinder engine enables the car to handle comfortably while hitting speeds over 90 miles an hour. Chrysler also makes state-of-the-art safety enhancements, using reinforced glass and a full steel body, while other cars still rely on wooden frames. With all its innovation, Chrysler stakes the future of his company on the new model, the Chrysler Airflow.
Chrysler was developing its products to compete with General Motors. They both worked assiduously to get to that top spot.
Detroit at the time was full of engineers. Information was shared. Corporate espionage was alive.
Guys were moving from company to company to company in this big swimming pool of innovation. It must have made your head spin to try to keep up with who had the best make and model at the time.
Refusing to allow Chrysler to beat him to market, GM's Alfred Sloan rushes to put his car in showrooms first.
Sloan also brought designers in who emulated the way airplanes look, that they had a lot of streamlined designs.
They immediately went to the drawing board to start crafting a response to that. So they brought in the Albanita.
GM's big advantage over Chrysler is financial, so Sloan knows he can outspend them.
Alfred Sloan jumped on the opportunity in a way that only a large company could, which was to use their ability, the amount of money they had to actually launch a campaign like the Albanita and the marketing behind it. When this amount of competition came to light, Chrysler started to move faster.
But in the race to be first, one auto giant will make a costly mistake that changes its course forever.
Well.